Put my mag in the back. All right.
Do you have any questions before we get started?
So what's the range on this guy?
So your all-electric range is 22
22
miles. And then your MPGE is 74.
Okay. Well, if the battery's totally depleted, how many miles per gallon does it get?
So it's never fully
it's
depleted. You're always going to have some sort of battery in the reserve because the engine would be running. But the engine gets 25 miles per gallon.
25.
So you'd get probably
So
a
somewhere
little bit
around
more
that
than
area.
Yeah, because your rear wheels are still being supported by the electric motor. So even when it's in all gas, it's not technically in all gas.
How long does it take to charge?
Depends on how you charge it. So we have 3 different ways to charge. If you use the 120 volts, so just like a household outlet,
Level 1.
yeah, you do about 8 hours.
Okay.
If you use level 2, you're looking at about 4 hours. And then if you're doing the DC fast charging, which we're the only plug-in
And this one has
hybrid
it?
that has DC fast
okay.
charging, you get 80% in about 25 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
I know, pretty cool, huh? So when this gentleman is out of the way, we'll go there.
We'll just go play around with the interior a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's got a little joystick, kind of like a Prius, sort of.
Yeah. So you got electric joystick. You got the park button back here. Last time I test drove that shocked. Shock to the driver.
Okay, so press the brake and
Yeah.
then fire it up.
And then it'll be very quiet.
Doesn't make any sound at all.
No, and so you know it's on because there's a little ready light down there. So if it was like in accessory mode, it wouldn't have the ready. But otherwise it sounds the same, you know.
Cool. And then so this tells you how there's a little gauges here.
Yep, you have your battery on the left and then your gas on the right, and then you have some like what you have your ranges up here, and then you can cycle through the MID to see some other screens as well. On here you go to vehicle info, and then you go to energy flow.
Oh wow, cool.
You can actually see what the car is doing. So you can see you have about half the battery left, a little bit more, and then the engine is right there too. That'll light up if you go into a hybrid mode.
Okay.
And then we have actually 2 hybrid modes that you could potentially kick the car into: series hybrid or parallel hybrid.
Okay. What's this? Oops.
It's okay. It's your test drive. Set your own music.
I'm just gonna lower it down a little bit.
Set your own track.
All right. So then what's all this extra?
All the extra stuff?
Yeah.
All right, so let's say right now we only have 9 miles left and I want to charge my battery. If I press that, did you hear the engine kick on?
It'll use the engine as a generator.
Yes, exactly, in a very low gear. So it's not necessarily that you're running the engine and using it, but now you can see that there's power going back in, yeah. And so you can turn that off. If you turned it on within the first couple minutes and the engine wasn't warmed up, like right now, it's going to take a second for the engine to go down because it has
to warm up the engine.
Warm-up system, yeah. You do have battery save, so that's not necessarily charging it, but saying, hey, I have 9 miles left. I want to keep it at 9 miles left. And that might be because you're on the highway and you know that you're going to go into a city area that you can really use the EV mode.
You want to be stealthy.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be quiet. So you also have EV priority mode, and that's if you wanted to really prioritize being an EV. So you're asking the engine to, you know, when you normally would kick on because I'm giving it a little bit of gas, please don't. And so that'll keep you an EV as much as possible.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, cool, huh?
Sweet. So I guess let's take off.
Yeah. So you're going to go left. Watch out for this scooter. You're in drive.
Okay.
Now, have you played with the brake regeneration at all?
No. You use these paddles, right? From what I heard.
Yes, you do. So we have 6 levels that you can be in, which is different than other manufacturers. They don't always have 6 levels, and sometimes they kick you out as soon as you use it. So like when you bring the car to a stop, the brake regeneration resets.
Can it stop you?
It can't bring you to a full stop, but if you use it on its highest level, which is B5, you would get there by using the left paddle selector. It does slow you down quite a bit more.
Let's hold on, B5.
And then we're going to go right at the light. So we're going to make a kind of a large loop around here.
Ooh, it's zippy.
Yeah, that's the electric motors.
Oh yeah, wow. It's almost like you're stepping on the brake pedal.
Yeah, see, it like really kind of slows you down, but it won't bring you to a complete stop. I think BMWs do that, but...
I've driven a Bolt before, and it'll do that.
It'll bring you to a complete stop?
Yeah, they call it like one pedal driving or something.
Wow.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So when you really get on it, it turns the gasoline motor on too?
Yeah, so anytime
to get
that
more power.
if you're like getting on the freeway or right there, like picking up some speed, it'll be in series hybrid. And so that's like when you see this is just has like one little line there. So it's operating at like a really like low gear essentially. And then it's just feeding the battery more energy, but the motors are still what's propelling you. Now, if you get into too high, you're going to go right here.
Okay.
Like at 75 miles an hour, then that's a threshold to be in parallel mode. And you'll see this light up orange, and that'll actually be the engine now takes over propelling the front 2 wheels. And then you still have the electric motor in the back for the rear wheels.
Okay.
Same with like towing, because you can tow up to 1,500 pounds with this. If you were to be towing something, you're probably going to use the engine quite a bit because it needs that extra power.
What kind of class hitch does this have? Like
I think
is it a 2?
I actually don't know the answer to that question,
Okay.
honestly. I think
Maybe
the standard one.
If it has one, I'll go back there and take a
Whatever
look at
is
it.
standard. Class 2 sounds about right.
Really,
And then you can see when you're coasting too, the like brake regeneration, it like is moving the energy back in. Yeah, there you go.
cool.
Yeah.
So you can use the gauge to tell it on the coast. I guess if you're like in the middle, it's coasting.
And you can change the middle screen too, so you can cycle through the menu using the menu button, and that'll also have a little display similar to this. That way if you have like your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto up, and you're using the Maps function, you can still see the energy flow. Go ahead and take a right here on Orangewood. Woo!
It's definitely a lot bigger than the Eclipse.
Yeah. Did you test drive the Eclipse today?
Yeah, it's nice. It's like a big car.
It is like a big car. Yeah.
It cornered. I noticed it cornered very flat when it was around the corners. Which is the menu button?
So it is down on the instrument panel on the left. Yeah, and that'll allow you to cycle through and see some other features. And how much range, mile per gallon. That's the same thing as this.
Oh, okay. It's like a simplified version of it.
Yeah. And then you got your eco score there.
Oh, my dad's car has that.
Yeah.
So like the leaves grow on it or something?
Exactly. So depending on how well you do. And then that's super all-wheel control, so that's pretty cool. You can, like when we turn next, you might be able to see some of the torque transfer on the screen.
Oh, okay.
And this has 2 modes. So right now we're in the normal mode, but you can at any time go into 4-wheel drive lock. And now, really, this system is different than our other super all-wheel control systems because the other ones you are changing the bias. This one, you're not really changing the bias so much. You're kind of just prepping the motors because the 4-wheel drive system is coming out of the electric motors to say, be ready. I might need torque a little bit faster. Yeah, you're gonna go right there. You got it. I need to stop talking and start like paying attention to where we're going.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You can see the torque distribution. That's so cool.
Yeah. You have your power gauge over there, so you're being pretty eco, and then you'll see it drop if you start coasting.
So, let's see, what are all the other are there any other gadgets and gazmos on this?
On this one, I mean, I wouldn't say
like, what does this do?
Gadgets. Blind spot monitoring. Blind spot.
Oh, okay.
You can turn it on or off that way. So, like, if you're in traffic or something, go right here. And you don't want the light on all the time, you can essentially turn it off. This does have
the little.
Yeah,
so
the blind spot warning over here on
turn
the side.
Orange if something is there.
Exactly.
It's not doing anything. Or did we turn it off?
I turned it off. Doing it now? So you can't test it. But something that's cool about this, so you won't take it right here, you'll take it right at the next one.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's electric and gas, we have to make sure that the fuel tank is fully sealed. And so it has this little depressurizing that it does anytime you go to fuel up. So it's not a standard, like I'm gonna, pull up on the fuel release and it'll open right away. It actually takes a couple seconds. And then during high altitude, high humidity, it's actually going to take even longer because it has to depressurize the gas.
Okay.
It also has, if you are in EV mode for 90 days, it has a way to kick on the engine so you can start burning some of the fuel. That way you don't have to worry about the fuel going bad.
You'll have fresh fuel.
It'll make you
have
get
to put gas
fresh
in.
Fuel.
Gotcha.
Yes, exactly.
Huh, that's cool.
So yeah, we've thought of everything. And it comes with that 120 volt charger in the back too.
Okay.
Got a nice little storage place if you want to charge up at home and don't have one of those level 2 chargers installed.
Yeah, I was kind of looking for something to replace my van.
Oh yeah?
Because I have an old Toyota van, and it's a great van, but it eats up a lot of gas.
Yeah, I mean this would probably be, especially if you're looking for a fuel saver, probably the best option because you get all that room, and then you still have the super all-wheel control in case you need it. This does have the.
I hope that guy moves.
I think he will, yeah. He's starting to move. Well, he moved more into the space that you're trying to get into. And this is our SEL, but the GT actually has 2 1,500 watt outlets in the back, 3-prong outlets. So if you wanted to go camping and bring a coffee bot, bring a TV with a PlayStation, you could actually plug that in.
Oh, wow.
And use the drive battery.
You could use it as a generator.
Exactly.
So cool.
These cars actually will they're very helpful in places that maybe have had flooding. Like right now, Japan has some flooding that's happening.
Yeah.
It's completely watertight and
Hiroshima
sealed.
Or something.
And then you can use it as a generator.
What's this here?
So if your key fob battery goes dead,
oh, okay.
you actually would put it in there
So
in order to start the car.
It's kind of like in the Prius. Gotcha.
Yeah, we're gonna
this?
be changing.
Oh, it's a fake. It looks like one of those cigarette lighter
Yeah,
things.
I know. Old school.
It's got heated seats.
Got heated seats.
Compartments. Cool. So I heard they're already gonna update this next year, right?
Yeah, we're doing more exterior and some interior creature comfort updates, but nothing's going to change about the engine or the drivetrain.
Oh, okay.
In Europe, their version is getting a different engine. I think they're going to upgrade it to a 2.4, but we won't see those changes here.
I heard something about the Atkinson.
Yeah, the Atkinson engine. So we won't get those upgrades here though for another couple years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're kind of
Because we kind of just got this one, so
we just got it, and they launched theirs like 3 years ago. So it's about time for them to get an update. We will be on that train a little bit later.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though, huh?
Yeah. Isn't that